YouTube, what's up, man? I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for tuning into a video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. I've been very excited to be back on YouTube. I feel like I took a little break, but I'm here. And in today's video, I'm going to be discussing the dark side of travel. Now, I don't want to be pessimistic. I just want to be realistic. Because you watch these different travel YouTubers, whether it's on Instagram, you watch people on there, TikTok, etc., all these social media outlets, right? And you're seeing people travel and they point out the good things, but how many people actually sit there and point out the bad things? So today, I'm going to point out what you could be considered the dark things about travel. First and foremost, my name is PayMeInPaella. I make travel content. If you're interested in this type of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I want to first start with the first topic. I made a list of notes here, right? Talking about the different things as far as the dark side of travel. The first one is being out of love. What do I mean by that? Every place I go to, I fell in love with. People ask me all the time, what's your favorite country? You've been here, you've been there. Which one's your favorite? I always say the same thing. I don't have a favorite. Each one is special in its own way. And that's the thing about it. What I got in South Korea versus what I got in Spain, what I got in Canada, what I got in Brazil, it's all different things. And I love certain things about all these different things. I'll give you an example. I always tell people Turkey has the best food that I've had, in my opinion. Your opinion could be different. I'm just giving my opinion, right? Spain is a place that I can see myself long term. Malaysia, I felt almost the best financially, you could say. Singapore reminded me of San Francisco. Like, there's something special about each one. But imagine you meet a woman or you meet a dude, you meet the love of your life, you meet someone you really enjoy, you're in a relationship with them 2, 3, 5 years, and all of a sudden things don't work out and they leave you. That's how I feel about every country I go to. Because I fall in love with each one, and then every time as the date gets closer and closer that I'm leaving, I know in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm gonna have to say goodbye. Like, you know, like if it was up to me, I want to experience everything country-wise all at one time. Why can't I be in Brazil and Spain at the same time, right? But that's something you got to come to terms with. You're gonna fall in love with these different places you go to, and then your heart is gonna be ripped out, and you're gonna try to go back, and it may never be the same. So that's why I say you can fall out of love with them. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about while we're on the subject of dollars is money. There is always going to be the unexpected costs. So when you're budgeting, keep that in mind. Because you may go over there and be like, okay, I'm going over there for a month and I plan on spending no more than $2,000. It'd be nice if it happens like that, but it usually doesn't. Something usually happens along the way. Maybe there's a discrepancy on your flight and they're like, hey, we actually got to charge you extra $150 for baggage. Or maybe you go there and you enjoy it so much, you're like, you know, I don't want to just go to nature all day. I want to go to the nightclub. I want to see what's going on in the bars. I want to meet more people. Matter of fact, while I'm in Asia, why not take a $200 flight, a $75 flight to this next Asian country right next door, right? So things are going to pop up, right? Unexpected or expected. So I always tell you to budget more and try not to be too emotionally attached when you start losing money, because it's inevitable. It's part of the experience. Hey, getting scammed may not always be a bad thing, because it's a life lesson. When I went to Turkey, the first like 2-3 weeks I was there, they got Uber, just to let you know, who's never been there. They have Uber, right? I ordered the Uber. They actually want to pay card or cash. I'm selecting card every time. Why not? Because I don't want to keep going to ATMs every day. I'm doing Uber every day. It's only a couple dollars, right? Little did I know I was getting scammed, because in Turkey, when they drop you off on Uber, they have the ability to edit the dollar amount. So you're going to see, okay, 215 Turkish lira. Yeah, I'll do that. They drop you off to change the amount. It might go up to 325. And it's such a small difference, you may not notice the few dollars, right? But it kept me alert, because someone told me, like, hey bro, you pay them with cash every time. I was like, what do you mean? And then they told me the scam they play. I was like, gotcha. So I wanted to keep that in mind, right? When you're traveling, there are going to be financial things that pop up. But it's better you be prepared, and that's why you're watching my channel and get all this type of insight, right? I want to go to the next subject though. The next subject comes to documenting, the pressure to document everything. So we live in a TikTok, Instagram, short reality type of world. Everyone's trying to do it for the content. You go to a club, you may not even see people dancing like that. You just see them on their phone. Hey, look at me, blah, 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 blah. That's how it is, right? People are trying to get recordings and not enjoying the moment as much. Now me, I do social media. I'm going to become a YouTuber. I'm learning the game. I've been doing it for about a year now. So I do record a lot of the things I do. But even me, as someone who's in the social media lane, I still want to enjoy the moment sometimes. Turn the cameras off, don't look at my phone, etc. I'm here to tell you, yes, you can do it for the gram, but do it for yourself as well. When you're in this new country, don't just want to record everything and feel like, oh, I gotta do this. Slow down. If you're watching my channel, more than likely you're on vacation. If you're living abroad, that's different, but if you're in another country, just relax in the moment sometimes and enjoy. It's not always about Instagram, right? Instagram's always going to be there. You don't need to show Aunt Sally. You don't need to show your 7th grade crush from middle school that you leveled up and they should have never left you. Relax. It's going to be okay, right? Now, another thing I wanted to discuss when it comes to the dark side of traveling is over-tourism. There are well over 150 countries, but if you notice, most people go to the same countries. When is the last time you met someone who said, hey, I'm going to Yemen for a week? Or, hey, I just came back from Oman. Or, hey, I went to North Macedonia. It was dope. And by the way, that's another place I'm going to in 2026. I heard it's actually very dope there and very affordable. But when you travel to these places, you're going to get hit with tourist prices, and you may face some overcrowding if you go to the typical places. Kyoto actually just recently passed a tax for this. They announced that they are going to tax foreigners to stay in a certain area of Kyoto because it's just getting to be too much, right? There's too many people coming in. So keep that in mind when you go to a tourist place. I understand if you're a first-time traveler, you want to do the typical thing, maybe Spain, France, Germany, Jamaica, etc., Thailand, right? You got the typical 10 countries that people go to. But hey, maybe you should go why not go to Portugal, right? It's safe there. There's no firearms. I heard they got pretty good food. It's cheaper than America. It's cheaper than the UK. It's cheaper than Australia, from what I've heard. Why not check it out there, right? If you do the typical places, you're going to face the typical problems. So, one of those is over-tourism. But I don't want to talk about that subject too much. I want to go on to the next subject. This deals with dating. So before my first subject, I was talking about, hey, it's kind of like being with the love of your life, and then they rip your heart out, or if the relationship doesn't work out. The next thing I wanted to talk about was dating related as well. So when you travel, you're going to see different people, obviously, in different settings. You have a standard of what you consider attractive. The more you travel, the more this standard may start to rise, to the point where it could actually alter your reality. Why do I say this? Well, this is considered a dark side because you will not see the people who you looked at back home in the same light as you did prior to you traveling. The more countries you go to and the more attractive people you meet from diverse backgrounds with different set of looks and potentially more attractive than the people in your home city, state, country, etc., that could affect your dating life. Because now you're like, oh, I've seen this, I don't want to go back to this. Or now you're like, if they look like this over here, what do they look like over here? This is for men and women, right? It goes both ways. Women are going to travel and see certain things they like. Men are going to travel and see certain things they like. You just got to keep that in mind, right? What you see out there versus what you see home may be two different things, right? But with that being said, I want to go to the next subject. What do we got here? We got the reality of traveling on a budget. Oh yeah, health and concerns. If you notice, there's certain countries you go to and you have to take a shot to go there. I don't want to go deep into that. But you can have your different conspiracy theories. But certain countries, it's like, oh yeah, there's certain diseases, conditions, health concerns that are more prevalent. I just watched a YouTuber the other day. He pointed out something that I didn't know. He said Nigeria has the shortest life expectancy. I believe they said the average person in Nigeria's life expectancy was like 55 and a half years old or something. That is young. You look at the United States, it's 77. And then you got Japan, there's people over there living to be over 100. Obviously not all of them are making it, but the fact that there's some making it, especially I believe in the Okinawa region, they're living longer than others. It's like, wow, what's going on here? Diet, culture, cuisine, safety levels. There's certain countries that it's almost impossible to get firearms. And then you have certain countries like here where I'm pretty sure almost everyone's heard some gunshots at some point in their life, right? So that is the dark side of travel. Sorry to be pessimistic. I don't want to ruin anybody's mood. I just want to enlighten you. So take with this information what you will. I do have more positive content coming soon. And I just submitted for some vacation. I'm supposed to find out, what's today? So I'm supposed to find out in the next 2 weeks if and when my vacation is coming. Ideally, I'm thinking it's going to be February, which will be about, how many months is that from now? 2.5 months from now, something like that. Did I do the math? No, I'm sorry, I'm tripping. That's actually like, it's going to be entry level. February is what I'm aiming for. So that's going to be like 3 months. And I'm considering going to either Panama, Brazil, Philippines, or where was the other one? Let me know in the comment section where you think I should go. I more than likely am not going to Europe because if I go to Europe in February, it's too cold. And then when it comes to South America, it is kind of hot, but maybe I'll go to Brazil if the conditions are right. I'm not going to do North America. I'm not going to do Canada. So that leaves me with like Central America, i.e. Panama, Asia. I'm not doing the Middle East right now because there's some conflict going on. And I'm not going to do Africa because I don't feel like doing the extended flights. So it just leaves me with like Australia, Asia, where else did I mention? And like Central America. I have been told that Indonesia is bad at that time as far as the weather, so that looks like it's out of it. And then Thailand, I've been to Thailand like 4 times. Kind of taking a break from Thailand, you could say at this moment. But I'm open to suggestions. If anyone has any suggestions, I'm always looking for hidden secrets. I got more countries coming in 2026. There's a few countries that I don't see anybody talk about. I can't name them all, but there's a few places I'm looking at. I'm like, yo, I don't see no other YouTuber talking about this place. I gotta go, right? But hey, these are just ideas. I'm throwing them out there. I'm open. Make sure you leave a comment if you have a place for me to travel, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this video, the subject matter I talked about, leave a comment as well. And I hope you have a nice day. Peace.